Hi, I'm Freya Purnell from Inside SAP magazine, and today I'm joined by Ivan de Oliva, General Manager of BIS Systems for Transfield. Welcome, Ivan.
Hello, thank you.
Now, can you tell us a little bit about Transfield's journey with SAP?
Yeah, so Transfield has been a long-term SAP user. We implemented SAP for the first time in 1999. And it's been a core strategy in Transfield's growth. So Transfield has used SAP in its marketing and in building its services products to its customers.
And what's the extent of your SAP footprint within the organisation?
So it was 100%, but Transfield's also gone on a fairly large acquisition program in the last few years. So we have operations now in North America, which only have a few instances of SAP deployed. But we have a program moving forward to get SAP back to a 100% footprint across the business.
Okay, so Transfield is a nominee for the SAP Customer Awards of Excellence today, so congratulations
Thank you.
on that. What do you think was particularly outstanding about the project that's caught the judge's eye?
So what we've done is we've taken the core SAP process functionality and extended it out into the real world. So we've used spatial information, so we've implemented a GIS environment and we've tightly integrated it with the SAP data in a way that makes it easier for our field crews, inspectors and so forth to interact with SAP. So we've built it as a web services environment, and the integration is real time. So some scenarios, for instance, if a inspector is out with a mobile device in the field and they notice something wrong, the moment that they update their mobile device, the same defect can be seen in the office on a graphical portal, on a GIS portal, or within the traditional SAP screens. And so what that enables us to do is to speed up that flow of information from the field through the system and manage for our customers their assets in a more efficient way.
How important is that sort of mobility aspect to your work as an organisation, and how important will it be going into the future, I suppose?
Well, it's extremely important. Our work is always out in the field. Transfield is a diversified services company, and our bread and butter is being out there looking after other people's assets. So the more we can bring the electronic data to the source, the more efficient we are. So what we're doing here is, the old chestnut of replacing paper. So for instance, when we were visioning this particular innovation, we went out with some field inspectors to see how they actually do their job, and we were not really surprised to find that it was very manual and quite arduous. So inspecting a road involves driving along the road, remembering what you saw, pulling over somewhere, filling out that in an Excel spreadsheet, and then sometime later in an office environment rekeying that into SAP so that we can actually create work orders and so forth. So the innovation is really about getting rid of all of that and putting the data directly into SAP.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And aside from mobility, what are some of the other key developments around asset management in recent years?
So I think that there's an understanding that asset management is more holistic. So Transfield has grown on the back of what you would call asset services, where we effectively are a jobbing shop where our customers give us work to do and we go out and do it. We are now finding ourselves in spaces where we are responsible for the assets. We decide when to replace them, all the way down to real estate where we find premises on behalf of our customers, move them in, maintain them, and then move them out when they want to move on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, in terms of your relationship with your customers and how you interact with them, how does SAP help in that aspect of your work?
So we have quite a strong internal team of team of business analysts and so forth, and for our day-to-day business development, we support those bid teams. Where SAP comes in is where we're innovating. So we're working with SAP right now, for instance, on the National Broadband Network, where we're one of the 5 sort of pilot projects, and we're using SAP to help us to really impress the NBN company so that we win, something a lot larger than that.
Okay, terrific. Now, what are the most important technologies or innovations in the market for you right now?
So, things are moving very quickly, and some of the really exciting things are things like in-memory and so forth, and it might seem like it's very new and so forth, but we are in fact deploying some in-memory technology today, and the reason it's important for us is that we are trying to remove any lags that we can out of our business processes, and so for instance, running a month end and waiting 2 days for the results to come through the BW system. If we can avoid that, that would be good. So using things like SAP's BW Accelerator helps us to do those sorts of things. So that's one. The other thing that we're keeping an eye on is where the world is heading with cloud computing and applications as a service. And that we think that our core SAP system has a lot of our own intellectual property. So we need to balance that with the attractiveness of having access to boundless sort of disk space and cheap business processes and so forth.
Okay, and how do you keep up to date with all these changes happening in the technology market and choose the best ones for your organisation?
So look, it's hard work. Basically, we need to we spread out. We spend a lot of time with our vendors, not just SAP. We have Hewlett-Packard as one of our tier 1 vendors as well. We go to conferences like this and collaborate internally. So I'm lucky because I have a reasonable sized team, and I utilise that team quite well when it comes to keeping tabs on technology.
So as an SAP customer, why do you think it's important to be part of the SAUG? Okay,
well, so this might be a little unique answer, but when I was first looking at business applications, and a company I was working for was considering SAP, we weren't an SAP customer, and I needed to find out, what SAP was all about, and I needed some sort of neutral way of doing that. So what I did is I actually joined the user groups of the organisations I was looking at, so SAP, Oracle, JDE at the time, and I went to some of the meetings and found out stuff, and it was, for me it was a very good way to really understand what the value proposition is, and in fact I ended up being on the SAUG committee for a few years for my trouble. So, and I've kept in touch ever since. It's a brilliant way to network, and it's a very good way to solve your problems in a cost-effective or free way.
Yeah, excellent. All right, well, we're going to wrap it up there. So thank you very much, Ivan, for your time and your insights, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the SAUG Summit.
Thanks very much.